And staying with the fallout from the influence-peddling scandal, the Chief Justice of Korea's Constitutional Court has stepped down while the impeachment trial of President Park Geun-hye is ongoing. The first hearing into the case with only 8 remaining justices takes place today. Jung-soo has more.
On the last day of his 6-year term on the Constitutional Court, outgoing court President Park Han-chul urged the remaining 8 justices to concentrate their efforts and come up with a swift decision on the legality of the motion to impeach President Park Geun-hye, which was passed by the National Assembly on December 9th.
The world is changing rapidly, but the country's president has had her duties suspended for more than 2 months. The remaining justices must resolve this situation as soon as possible for the national good.
Although the court is now deprived of 1 justice, the number of justices needed for the motion to be upheld remains fixed at 6, while the number needed for the motion to be voted down decreases proportionally to the remaining number of justices, which means it has now become more difficult for the motion to be upheld. Under normal circumstances, at least 6 of the 9 justices would need to vote to uphold the impeachment motion, while 4 dissenting votes would be needed for it to be rejected. This means 66.7% support is needed for the motion to be upheld and 33% to reject it. But now with just 8 justices, 6 of the 8 are still needed for the motion to be upheld, while only 3 dissenting votes are needed for the motion to be rejected, which means the proportion of the court needed to reject the motion is just 25%. And that's not accounting for the fact that 1 more justice's term will end on March 13th. When Justice Jung-soo leaves, that means only 2 dissenting votes will be needed for the impeachment motion to be rejected. The outgoing court president has previously acknowledged the urgency of the situation and said the court will do its best to reach a verdict before that date. On Tuesday, he also addressed the issue of constitutional revision, which has emerged amid calls to change the country's single 5-year presidential term. He cautioned that any changes to the constitution must be made for the benefit of society and must not be politically motivated. The Constitutional Court will also hold a special session on Wednesday to choose a new acting president, with a likely favorite expected to be outgoing Justice Jung-soo. Jung-soo, Arirang News.